We've all been hurt at some point, even abandoned. Many of us have done the hurting ourselves. We get to the point where we don't trust anyone, nor do we feel worthy of being loved by anyone. Then there's that one person who just doesn't give up on loving you. Their love is unconditional. Their love stays long enough for you to heal. And then they promise to never leave. That's love you can count on. God's love.
Hey everybody, Dr. David Evans here. I want to thank you for watching the PIC TV network. We're so excited for all the people watching around the world. We always want to say thank you to our audience that's here watching us literally from Brazil, France, Argentina, United Kingdom, United States, wherever you're watching the PIC TV network. We're happy for all of you. There's so many people, again, that we've been blessed to come into the hearts and homes of people. Brazil, France, Colombia, Mexico, Germany, Panama, Peru, Ireland, Canada, Burke is there. Africa, Dennis is there. Argentina, United Kingdom, and the United States, and the rest of the world. The PIC TV network. I have a special guest on today. You are going to be so blessed by his book. And this book is the hot book. We're going to take it to Philadelphia today. And this book is from a brother who I love so much. We met on Clubhouse. The Airport Adventure, King is here today. Cleos Young, how you doing today, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, and yourself?
Man, we're doing good today, man. Tell the whole world, who is Mr. Young today? Tell the world, who are you?
Today I'm gonna be the creator of the Airport Adventure, which is a very innovative book that I've created within the year of 2021. And it's the idea of looking at it from a long time children's author and looking at it saying, hey, what is it that I could actually do now that I have this skill and talent to actually work on the craft of what I do normally? And when I looked at that, I looked at it from the standpoint of saying, you know what? I could innovate a children's book and bring it to the community and use that as a platform that I could actually build different things that I'm looking to engage in. So today I'm just gonna be the one and only children's author that was able to create an innovative children's book, which is actually a bookazine. A bookazine is actually the blend of a regular children's story and a magazine that came together to supplement each other. And this is coming from my past background of being a fourth grade math teacher and being in an elementary school. I was able to see how what you would call the school would order the subject matter books different from the actual magazine. And to me back then, it was something that was good for the students, that you would read the storybook with them and then later on you read the magazine, which is totally different. And in today's society, I was like, hey, what if we blended both of them together and created one that would supplement the other in such a fashion that you're creating a whole new product? And that's what I've done with the Airport Adventure.
I love the information you sharing today. You know, being a children's book author and having your background, man, and teaching kids is so important. I really thank you, for teaching kids and being an educator. I was a former teacher at Marriott Charter High School. So I taught the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders, and also at on the college level, I taught too, sociology. Okay. Yeah, sociology. So I always salute teachers, man. And let's talk about your family and background. Everybody's saying, where's this cat from, man? Where's my brother from?
So originally, I'm from St. Thomas, Jamaica. I grew up there. For me, it was the avenue of where went to high school there, and during high school I started to look at life that I wanted to expand in what I was doing there, which was actually playing soccer. I mean, over here we call it soccer, but in Jamaica it's called football. And from a young age I wanted to be what is considered the next Pele. So from there, that standpoint of being in Jamaica and looking at America as an opportunity to actually come over here, um, what happens in the Caribbean is that typically the family member, like the mother or father or aunt or stuff like that, would actually go overseas and create a life first. And then what we go through the process of what is called sending for the child to actually come over. So that's what my mom did. She was over here in America working and providing an environment that her children could actually come up. So in 1994, I left Jamaica and came over here to America to start a brand new life.
That's beautiful. I'm just so happy again for you stepping out in faith and coming over and sharing that information. Put that book up there. Let me see the book so people can see the book that you have, the #1 book. There.
So
when I see you, man, taking time out to talk to children, we have a children's book channel on the PIC TV network.
okay.
Let's talk a little bit about the big vision we were sharing in Clubhouse. You talked to also Mr. Campbell, who's one of our team persons with PIC TV network, about helping the Philadelphia area. Talk a little about that.
So as a children's author, as I said, one of the aspects was actually looking at how I could innovate the context of the children book genre. So that's how I created the aspect of the airport adventure, live safely, and I call it bookazine. So in that context, when I created that, I created it not just as a project as to say that, hey, I'm creating a project just to be another children's author, but I created it in the context that at some point in 2018, I had an encounter with the airport from a revelation standpoint. And I was going through a hard time during that process, but it was that revelation about the airport that actually helped me to transition from that hard time that I was going through. And when what you would call recover from that hard time, I started to look into the airport industry as far as looking at different elements that could actually help us, just as this one element just helped me to overcome. And at that point, I didn't realize it was called a mild depression. So for me, was looking at it from an airport standpoint, that's saying that, hey, something at the airport helped me to overcome my mild depression. And at that particular time, now I started to see the correlation between the airport and the community. So what I started to do at that particular moment, I started to go into research and study and observations and interview everything that was required for me to get a more in-depth understanding of the airport. And when I started to understand it at a more in-depth understanding now, I was like, hey, how could I translate this now in layman terms to the community? And having a teaching background, that's how I started to look at now translating the concept of the airport into the community. And if anyone understands the airport, the priority of the airport is around safety. So they utilize safety on a day-to-day basis to help passengers travel safely to their destination. And I started to see that as a correlation, that if we're able to now translate the concept of safety into the community, then people will get to their destination. So the publication of the airport adventure was actually a model in which I'm saying if I could create this model as a book, I could use it as a platform now to deal with the things that are going on into the community. So the book is called The Airport Adventure, Live Safely. So on there, you could actually see where it says live safely. So live safely is a subtitle. And that for me was saying at the airport, they allowed you to travel safely. But if you translate these things that they utilize on a day-to-day basis and make themselves successful, if we translated those things and brought them into the community, then we could actually get people to now become successful in what they're doing. So what we were actually talking about in Clubhouse is the context of how I'm looking at it now, that I'm able to now use the book as a platform and help to address the violence and crime or abuse that's actually going on in the city of Philadelphia. So that is the context of what we were talking about in the Clubhouse, where it's not just coming out with another book as in, hey, you're going to be an author and sell all these books and make a difference in your life, but actually looking at how do you make a difference in the entire community. And one of the things that I started to understand, and coming from Jamaica, I know I came up here from the airport, but one thing that I started to understand as I started to study, like all the airports are connected around the world. So I was like, hey, if you can do something like this in Philadelphia, then you could actually translate it where it actually goes around the world. So the airport adventure is actually looking at it, how we can create a project here that actually influence what's going on, whether it's within the violence, right? The crime, the abuse, all of that's going on in the community. And then how do you find now solutions that are working in here in the city of Philadelphia? And then now it is called global. So you actually look at it from a standpoint now where whatever you're doing locally, you can now extend it to go beyond the local avenue and bring it on a global scale. So that's what we were actually talking about in Clubhouse, that it's more than just a bookazine. It's a vision to see how, for myself, being here in America for 27 years, what is it that I could contribute to the country, or what is it that I could contribute to the world?
Man, that is amazing. You know, I was like, people taking notes, you know, as you talk, man, that's big. You know, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you know, I know about some of the area, Ringo Street, Chester Avenue. I have family there, Chester and Ringo Street. I love Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. You know, the Eagles, the world champion Eagles a while ago.
Could I interject something real quick as you just said, the city of brotherly love?
Yes, sir.
So when I left Jamaica, I actually came straight to the Poconos, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Philadelphia. That's where I actually wrote my first book, which is called The Mountain of Miracles. When I came here to Philadelphia in the Mountain of Miracles, there's a village on top of the mountain, which is called the Village of Brotherly Love. When I came here, I was in the Poconos. I was never aware of this city being called the City of Brotherly Love. It's when I moved here, then I saw the connection. And that is what has been keeping me here so long in the city of Philadelphia. Because I'm like, this can't be coincidental that you're in a whole different city and you wrote about what is it that's existing in a whole nother city. And that's what actually tied me to saying, hey, there's something bigger than me, and there's something connecting me with the ability to write and expand it in such a way that I could assist people. So as you mentioned, the City of Brotherly Love, if you look at the Mountain of Miracles, which is one of the books that I've done, it will talk about the Village of Brotherly Love.
That's big, man. It's amazing. You know, when I see and hear you speak, man, I feel so good, man, because, you know, I can tell you know what you're talking about. You're investing in education and in your book. Again, this book, everybody needs to get the book. The holidays are coming around. You know, it's a wonderful book. And I love you being from the islands, man. And you know, Jamaica, man, you guys got the best oxtails in the whole world. Ginger beer,
Yeah.
oxtail.
Oh yeah. You know, and that was my favorite oxtail until I decided not to eat meat anymore. So I walked away from loving that concept of engaging in and if you have ever been to Jamaica or any Caribbean place that actually sell oxtail, when you bite that meat and it just slips off the bone, it's like you're having that ecstasy in your mind. But all of that I had to walk away from, and now a vegetarian.
That's all good, man. We all need to walk away, but I still like to get the beef pies, man. I love the Jamaican beef patties. The beef patties, growing up, man. The Jamaican beef patties. I don't know how they make it, but it's so good, man.
Yeah, and as we're talking about, like, this is a culture that I grew up in. I love beef patty. I love the oxtail. Love jerk chicken. But at one point of my life, I wanted to go on a journey that rid me of all the things that I loved, including soccer. There's nothing on earth that I'd love more than soccer. But at one point, I started to look at soccer while I was here in America, and I started to envision myself now. You came over here to America saying that you wanted to be the next Pele, and here's the opportunities that are being presented to you. What would life be like when you become the next Pele? And believe it or not, when I looked at what life would be like in what I would call a celebrity status, that's what caused me to give up my boyhood dream of becoming the next Pele. Because at that particular time, even though I loved playing soccer, I was saying this is not what I want my life to equate to, where I'm this celebrity person that could kick a ball in a goal and I'm being celebrated. So at that particular time, I just gave up the concept of saying, you know what, I love you. I've been playing you all my life. And I gave it up. And that's when I started to journey into writing. And I started to now venture off into finding something that would make me feel more substantial as a person. And not only just substantial as a person, what is it that I could actually contribute? And I moved away from, when you come over here and you live like what is called an American dream. So you're coming over here to live the American dream where you're achieving this of what you have as a desire. And for me, at one particular time, I was saying to myself, America is wonderful and it's good for you to achieve that dream, but you know, you're limited because it's almost 200 countries in the world. And if your dream is to accomplish just one context, then you're limiting yourself. And that's how I gave up soccer and started to venture off to see what is it that I could actually do. And that's how I started to now get into writing. I got into writing. I got into speaking. I got into teaching. I got into being a behavior therapist. I got into playwrights. I got into all these different things. And it was me now finding out that I'm like, hey, I have all these abilities that I could do, but I would never found them if I never had given up something that I love, which was playing soccer. I wouldn't know that I was able to sit down and write books. Now I'm on like my 10th book. And not only just the 10th book, like I'm on an innovative book with the airport adventure that I've never seen anyone in the author's world created a product like that. And then being able to sit down and saying, you know what, I'm going to teach myself how to write plays. So I've done social plays that deals with social issues, whether it's homelessness, literacy, or different contexts around bullying. So for me now, when I started to look at it and going back to where we were talking about the things that we love, sometimes if we don't give up those things that we love, we don't understand what is it that's out there that we can actually achieve beyond the things that we love.
That's awesome. Man, I'm just happy, just to hear you, man, and speak, and the vibe that you have is so good. We're going to have a couple of commercials. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back with the book author. Everybody, don't touch that dial. I got some special guests popping in, and we're going to just have the good time with these guests coming in today.
Hey, what's up? It's Dexter McCluster here, former running back, here to congratulate David Evans and the PIC TV network for showing positive TV programs on Roku. I almost ran out of breath, but I had to get it out, man, because that's good news, man. Over 60 free channels. Let's support David, man. David Evans and the PIC TV, and let's make them reach over, or help them reach over 1 million viewers, man. We can do it. We can do it. All you have to do is go on, click and play, man. www.thepictvnetwork.com. That is www.thepictvnetwork.com. And you heard it from Dexter McCluster, man. Let's get it. We're going to get to that million, man. If we don't, I'm coming for you.
Hey, 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 it's Kid from Kid and Play. Hey, everybody, this is your man, the KID, and this is big. I want everyone to download the PIC TV, PIC, PIC TV network on your Roku search bar. Okay? My brother David Evans is growing PIC TV fans, and I want us to help my brother reach millions of followers. Millions. Click and play www.thepictvnetwork.com. That's www.thepictvnetwork.com. Come on now. Expand your mind. Expand your life. Huh? PIC TV Network. KID. Come on. Let your mind have a house party. Let go. Think about it. Think about it. You better think about it. Check the PicTVNetwork.com. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you at the top.
Happy first anniversary to the PIC TV network. Remember to watch the New America pop-up singing show only on PIC TV. For more information, keep watching the PIC TV network. Click and play www.thepictvnetwork.com.
Happy holidays to the PIC TV network! Oh, keep watching PIC TV on Roku and the website Click and Play, thepictvnetwork.com.
Hello everyone, did you hear the good news? What good news? The PIC TV network is now airing on Roku all over the world. Whoa, that's so cool! Now you can watch the website www.thepictvnetwork.com. Is that the one with David Evans? Yeah, David Evans is the president. So let's support the PIC TV network. Yes! Sounds good!
Well, my brothers and sisters, we back again here on the broadcast. I'm so happy we have the brand new book author with us, Brother Cleo, from all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. You know, before we close, you got to give a shout out to some people, man. Holidays are coming up. Who you want to give some love out to? Come on, talk to us.
My mom. A big part of me being here in America was looking at what life she wanted for her children, and being able to provide a platform where we're able to leave from another country and come over here. And as I said earlier, I lived in the Poconos, which was quite a luxurious environment. So I want to give a big shout out to my mom for just giving me that opportunity to come over here. Dad, shout out to my dad as well. My siblings and all the friends and families out there. And then also those who have been supporting the airport adventure. It's a unique way of really going out there. And when you go out there on what you would call a limb, it's quite intricate when you need, when you get the right support. So thanks to everyone that's out there that has been supporting the airport adventure.
Wow, that's big, man. You know, I love this book. We want to get the book, you know, to hear from you, man, and to see people from all over popping in, from Washington, D.C. to, you know, to California, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, your place. There's so many people, man, who today we want to thank for coming in, you know, just popping in on you. And I love it. I just love when to see another brother going out there doing something positive, man, and setting an environment for other young men to do what we're doing. We got to come on the book channel, the children's book channel.
Yeah.
And we got to turn this into a movie, man, a stage play, a movie.
So believe it or not, while I was working on the production of the book, I started to draft out the screenplay already for it. If I tell you the amount of things that I've sat down and really put together around the airport adventure, and this is why one of the aspects is actually coming from the context of being a teacher. Being a teacher, we were taught how to teach an audience of students with different backgrounds. So starting out, you could actually read a book, which is this whole concept. You could read them the story. But beyond that, there's some students in there, no matter how you read the story to them, they will never get the lesson. So we would have to go through what is called the audio version. So now we would play the audio version for them to actually, hoping for them to actually grasp the understanding of the message. And if that didn't work, we would create what is called like different activities around the same context of the story. And what that taught me as a teacher was that you can't have one tool that you're going to actually influence the entire classroom with. You have to actually have it in different formats. So for me now, being in the community, I realized that it wouldn't take just a book to make an impact in the community. So what I started to do was to look at different avenues of how the book could be transformed into different things. So far, I've transformed it into a community event, which is called Book Tasting Community Event. I've transformed it into a jigsaw puzzle, which is actually showing people how little pieces, when they're put together, how they can formulate the bigger picture, which is the concept of achieving any big dream. I've also created different trainings to actually go around the context of when I say, let's look at someone's self-esteem. How could you take that to a whole new destination? People that are suffering with low self-esteem, which means that they don't have the ability to sit down and create something like that or to live a fulfilled life. I'm also tackling into that concept that I've seen for myself. I was able to build my dream. And this is a part of my dream where I'm looking at it. So many people go to the what is called the grave without having an understanding of how to build their dreams from a thought into reality. So I've designed this training that's showing people how do you move from the thought into the reality. So these are things that I've actually developed already around the airport adventure. And as I said, I already saw the vision to put the book into a motion picture. And I've been studying Walt Disney. And I saw how Walt Disney actually started out where he had one character, which is Mickey Mouse. And then now you have a place that you can go, which is called Disney World. So for me, I started to study and understand how did he move from just one character into now a platform where people from around the world could go there and enjoy life. And that's how I started to look at the airport adventure, that out of one little possibility, you can create a multitude of projects that actually help to now influence the world.
That is amazing, man. I love to hear you talk, man, and to share this information to people around the world. And people are watching you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the PIC TV network out live. We on live on the PIC TV network. You know, time goes so fast. You know, we came on, man, and you got to do part 2. You have to come back. We got a commercial we're building for you. We want to thank our audience in Brazil, France, Colombia, Mexico, Germany, Panama, Peru, Ireland, Canada, Africa, Argentina, United Kingdom, United States, around the world for watching this special presentation on the PIC TV network. Put that book up there again, Brother C, so everybody can see your book. You want to get this book, folks. You want to get this book. I love it. It is called The Airport Adventure. Mr. Young is here. He is the book author, everybody. Let's support him. Let's get this book. Let's show him some love on his email. All this information is there. You can get in touch with him. And until next time, there it is right there, that website. Check him out. Until next time, you want to wave at everybody, saying so long. Bye. Hey, and you got to tell, just before we get, tell them what your middle name means. Tell them what your middle name means. The middle.
So it's Clear's Glory Young.
Wow.
So, and I spell glory with the W, but Clear's actually means glory. So what I did, I actually doubled up my name and then I added the W inside of it. So I actually teach self-development, and I understood the context of where actually I doubled up my name to get double energy in the things that I do. And that context now, when you look at it, the W is for wisdom, affirming that I want wisdom in my life.
Wow.
So it's not something that I just randomly, Clears, actually, when you look at the definition of Clears, it means glory.
Wow. Wow, that's big, man. I love it. I love it. We got to do part 2 of this because it's getting better and better and better as you speak along. We got to get this book, everybody. It's the holiday seasons. Let's support our brother. Let's get this book. And don't forget, keep watching the PIC TV network because we got some exciting new shows and programs coming on just for you and especially you. Our network is getting ready to celebrate on the anniversary. We've been talking about it. Black Friday is coming for our global celebration. We'll tell you about that soon. Until next time, bye-bye, everybody.